Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Golden Goal Show. Welcome to Season 5, Episode 10. Welcome watching on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, TikTok, Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts, everything. We are everywhere, just like everybody. Welcome to the show. Let me first introduce you to my co-host now, Mr. Solomon, who is a fan of Chelsea and Dortmund. How are you, Solomon? How are you, Mason?
I'm doing great, man. I'm doing great. How are you doing today, host?
Yeah, I am so fantastic. I was gonna say I played football, so I'm fantastic. But yes, lovely. Okay, introducing another guest on the show today, who is a fan of Atletico Madrid and of nothing else, Mr. Palino. How are you, mate? Very happy for you.
I'm a great host. In all my leagues, I drafted um Jonathan Brooks and Nick Chubb, and Jonathan Brooks is coming back next week probably, and I got Nick Chubb back this last week, so I couldn't be feeling any better. How are you, host?
I am great. Endrick is looking a little chubby these days, so I do believe that you're
Agreed,
correct.
agreed.
Nice.
Yeah, tell him to lay off of
Lose the
whatever he's eating.
tapas, Hendrik. Come on, man.
Yeah,
You can't eat
no
all
more
the
eating.
tapas. Yeah, lovely. Okay. And introducing another guest on the show who is a fan of Roma and Juventus. Sorry, I should say Juventus de Roma. How are you, Mr. Wilhelm? No, the name is incorrect. The Oogie Boogie Man, Rigo. How are you?
Um, I'm doing good, kinda. They
Why?
won today. Roma won today.
Why are you saying kind of? You should be happy.
Kinda. Well, because Juventus. Yeah, we'll get into that, but
Yes, we will.
yeah, Juventus didn't do that well in Champions, but that's fine.
That's okay. We all have parental issues. I don't know why that. But
Oh yeah.
Okay, we don't need. Introducing another guest on the show, who is a fan of Bayern München. I'm sure he's very happy right now, Mr. Wilhelm. Geht es dir?
Äh,
Mm.
Ich bin gut, Host. Ich bin sehr gut. Ich liebe FC Bayern München.
Okay, that sounds sarcastic as hell. Lovely. All right. All right, everybody. Welcome to the Golden Goal Show. Let us first go into our first segment of the show, which is indeed about football breaking news. So, going into the first breaking news. First breaking news is indeed about a Bayern Leverkusen star who was rushed to the hospital after a car crash hours after scoring a game-winning goal. So, Boniface uploaded a terrifying picture of the damage to his car on social media, with the front of the vehicle completely smashed in. The Nigerian international was cut open by the crash, with a picture showing his left hand covered in blood. Boniface later showed a picture taken from what appeared to be a hospital bed on his Snapchat with a caption saying, "Thank you, Lord." He also shared another update on X, Twitter, saying, "God is greatest." So yes, the incident occurred just after Boniface scored the winner for Leverkusen in a 2-1 victory over Eintracht Frankfurt on Saturday. So, yeah, honestly, good that he's okay. Guess he'll go back to action, but yeah, the car does indeed look a bit smashed up. If I can just pull a little picture of it, and it was the side of it, so I don't think it's too bad. So if you can see on the screen, everybody watching on YouTube and Spotify, it's just this little, but yeah, actually, it's quite a dent into the car. But yeah, so Boniface, you're doing well. Get well soon. You are a great man. Okay, we'll have just one or two words for Boniface.
Obviously, I'm not a huge fan of Leverkusen, but he's a good striker, and I like his the way he plays and the way he scores goals. So I hope he gets well soon, because honestly, at the rate Bayern's going, they'll need the competition in the Bundesliga, because that's all they're going to win.
Okay,
So,
that's nice. Nice words. All right, Mr. Boogie Boogeyman, what do you have to say about Mr. Victor Boniface? One or two words.
Yeah, I hope he recovers pretty well. After being personally involved in a crash, I know how scary it can be. Yeah, it's really traumatizing if he doesn't shake it off. And honestly, it I'm really thankful that nothing really happened to him, because football needs players like him.
It's facts. I'm glad he did the Taylor Swift and shaked it off. All right, another guest on the show, Paulinho. got anything you want to say about Mr. Victor Boniface? 1 or 2 words of his crash?
About his crash, I mean, it's unfortunate. I don't know what happened in the crash, but hope he's well. But I know one thing that's making him unwell is that he didn't get nominated for AFCON Player of the Year.
See,
So
that's
I
what
know
I
he's
was looking for
not
that
happy
news
about
as
that.
well too. Yeah, I'll add
Yeah.
that at the end of the show.
I feel like he was probably like the clear favorite, and then Salah didn't get nominated either. Can't remember who else was in there, but him and Salah were the main ones, and I feel like Boniface pretty clearly should have won it.
Yep. We'll talk about that at the end of this news segment because I wanted to make it my news, but I forgot about it. Okay,
Yes.
Mr. Thank you. Solomon, got 1 or 2 words about Victor Boniface getting injured, little boo-boo?
Yeah, that's it's weird, but I think he's like this is the second, and he was one of the players that was stuck in the Libyan airport for the African qualifier.
Yes,
wasn't
that was insane
yeah,
as well
it's like
too.
kind of like been a month of like, I guess, bad luck, I guess. But yeah, hopefully he recovers pretty well. He's quite yeah, a good player for Leverkusen.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a good player for yeah, and then we'll talk about the second portion.
Lovely. Okay. And yeah, that was the breaking news, and let's just say that we're moving on to a different breaking news, which is indeed about what we literally just talked about, and just pretend you're not seeing this right now. I'm not doing anything. Here, see your sleep. I mean, you can sleep. But yes, breaking news: the shock omissions of the African Player of the Year were named, and yes, it looks like a lot of big African players were not nominated. I don't know what it has to do. Maybe AFCON's government has an issue with nominations, but yes, there's no place for Mohamed Salah, Victor Osimhen, Nicholas Jackson, West Ham winger Mohamed Kudus, West Ham striker Victor Boniface, and yeah, that's also Boniface's teammate Edmund Tapsoba. Oh, sorry, no, he's actually in there. Let me see another one. Okay, yeah, but yeah, those were the top ones that were nominated. So yeah, Salah, Victor Osimhen, Mohamed Kudus, Nicholas Jackson, Boniface. That is insane. I don't know how. I know Salah was doing numbers as well too. He got scored 25, 14 in all competitions last season. Oh, it's insane. That's insane. But yeah, the nominations were actually Amin Gourari for Rennes and Algeria, Edmond Tapsoba for Bayern Leverkusen and Burkina Faso. That makes sense. Samin Dingra for Brighton and Ivory Coast. Yes, good player. Chancel Mbema for Porto and Congo, Democratic Republic of Congo. Serou Guirassy for Borussia Dortmund and Guinea. Ashraf Hakimi for Paris Saint-Germain and Morocco. That makes sense. Soufiane Rahimi for Al Ain and Morocco. Oh no. Adamel Lukman for Atalanta, Nigeria. That makes sense. William Troost Ekong for Al Khulud and Nigeria. Oh no. Ronan Williams for Mamelodi Sundowns in South Africa. I believe that's a African team, possibly South Africa. But yeah, interesting that they didn't get chosen. That's very weird. Okay. Yeah, Mr. Rigo, just 1 or 2 words for this news.
I noticed that Brahim Diaz didn't get nominated either.
Yeah, Brahim Diaz as well. Thank you for saying that as well.
Yeah,
too.
no, that's crazy. He did really well for Madrid when they needed him. I mean, he stepped up a lot, and he actually turned down his citizenship, his Spanish citizenship, to be a citizen of Morocco too, which is, crazy.
Very sad. Okay,
Yeah.
Mr. Paulinho, got 1 or 2 words just for this one.
Yeah, I mean, I take back what I said. I mean, Osimhen definitely should have won it then. Forgot about because I mean he won the. Oh wait, never mind. I was thinking of the season in the past. I was stuck in 2023, guys. I'm sorry.
Shake my head, you boomer.
But yeah, I mean, I guess Osimhen shouldn't have been on there, right? He was injured for a good amount of the year, and then also now he's playing in Turkey. So maybe they don't like Turkey. Who knows?
Hey, I like Turkey.
Yeah.
It's a good thing.
Yeah. But I think most of the nominees are like I guess they're like good players, but I would say only like half of them deserve to be there.
Yeah.
Pretty silly.
Sure.
And I think Boniface didn't play in AFCON, and I think that's probably why he didn't get nominated as well. Even though it shouldn't be like the criteria for it, you know.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, Mr. Wilhelm, 1 or 2 words about the AFCON people getting left out.
I mean, I feel like if there's anything we've learned over the years regarding football awards, is that a lot of times they don't make any sense. So I guess AFCON's just following suit for various other accolades over the years, more recently Ballon d'Or and everything. So I have to say I'm not really that surprised, only because I feel like in football you kind of expect people who you wouldn't expect to win awards these days based on popularity and other things besides their actual contribution on the pitch. So,
Very well said. Very well said. Yeah. Well, that was indeed the AFCON list of people. Solomon, you got 1 or 2 words about this AFCON blue for people?
You dude, I'm here for that. I'm just cool. You almost left me out. Damn, host.
Because your name went
The
from the
new
very
one.
bottom to the top. And I was like, oh, I guess we're done.
No, dude, it is good, but I think one of the most people that actually deserve the most of this one is Lookman. Yeah, I think Kudus should have been nominated, and then again the finalist Osimhen along with Lookman, they carried that team to the final, even though they ended up, not winning it, but overall. And then also, I think the process has to do with the number of game, and then also, I guess, how long along the competition, how many things you played. But also, I feel like they're also looking for marketable faces. That's why, even though Mohamed Salah, I mean, he's good, but I didn't think he went as far as he should have in the competition. And he needs to, like, yeah, he needs to get and then recognize. And also, I think Jackson should have been on that team, even though he's not. Yeah, but I think he should have been nominated. I think it's because of
Jackson.
Chelsea and me. Yeah, I mean, it's
Part of
cool.
Mandem
But
FC?
yeah, but there's the Kudus was pretty good. I think
Oh, yeah.
he has done wonders for Ghana, and it's just like, yeah, he's been their main star player, and then what he's doing in West Ham is like it's unbelievable. Every week in, week out, he's one of the standout performance like every time. So I think out of all people, I mean, Aussie men, they do. I don't know, they don't want to tangle and the whole drama, so I can understand. And then also won last year or something, so I can understand. But some of the plays like Boniface should have been for sure though.
Read. Okay, well, that was a breaking news for the AFCON list that was nominated this year. On to the next breaking news, which is indeed sorry, that was weird. An interesting one, a new one, about Mr. Oh, we're done. About Mr. Neymar. So yes, breaking news. Neymar played just his 6th game for the 138 million contract and produced an eye-catching skills. Yes, cool. So the Brazilian superstar was a 77th minute substitute for Al Hilal in a 5-4 AFC Champions League win against Al Ain, making just his 6th appearance for the club since joining in August 2023 for his reported 138 million pound contract. And yeah, it was he did a pretty cool little move next someone. He's Brazilian, very cool, very nice. And yeah, I mean, poor guy, he's always getting injured. I feel so bad for him. Got his ruptured his anterior cruciate ligament, and yeah, Cape had more injuries down the list. Like it's beautiful. And if I can just like show the video without getting, it's a little bit. Oh my God. I don't know if everybody saw it, but here I'll pull it over. Pull it over. Do this where it's not. I'm not gonna try to get. Okay. Everybody can see the screen. Lovely. Yes. Okay. Let me see if you can. I'm gonna do this. Ready? Okay. Here we go. Ooh. Boom. Wow. Actually, it wasn't as crazy as I thought it was gonna be. I thought he did something much cooler. Honestly, he just passed the ball between the guy's legs. That's really about it. Okay, fantastic. Great content, everybody. We love this. Okay. That was the news about Neymar. I mean, I don't know. We don't really have to say about that. But... Okay, I'm only gonna give everybody. You can only say 2 words now about this. That's it. Rigo, 2 words about Neymar doing very cool stuff. He's back. That's 1.
Professional. Just
Very
completely
well done.
professional.
Okay, Mr. Vinham, 1 or 2 words. Neymar.
Overrated.
Okay, love that for you. Okay, and then Mr. Solomon, 1 or 2 words about Mr. Neymar. Very cool guy.
I mean, he's getting the bag. You know what I mean?
Get the bag. I like that. Okay, and then next is I don't know what your name, Pauline.
Don't worry about it.
Okay, just 1 or 2 words.
Didn't you do that a few days ago?
I did.
I think you did.
I think.
Are you the next Neymar? Question mark.
If I get injured like him, I really hope not. So
Is Andrew the host the next Neymar? Shades.
No, I'm not.
What would your name be? By the
It
way,
would
if you're
be
Brazilian.
Shades.
Yeah, he did that to me. He did that to me
Shadzinho?
today.
I did.
That's not very
like
nice.
one of our guests on
I
the show.
retired.
Yes.
Yeah. Shadzinho.
Shadzinho. Good with that. Okay,
There we go.
lovely. Yes, lovely. I think that's everybody. Fantastic. Love that. All right, on to the next news. The next news is indeed about Mr. Thomas Tuchel. An interesting one. So, if you didn't already know, and if you do live under a rock, the new England manager is German, and it is indeed Thomas Tuchel, who won Chelsea Champions League in 2019-2020 season. I think I may be completely waffling right now, but yes, just I don't know. It's interesting. It's very interesting. They could have picked a bunch of other managers, but they wanted to pick a German one. I mean, it's not the first time there's a non-British manager. There's been Scottish, there's been Netherlands, Dutch ones, and yeah, it's just very interesting. That's all I gotta say. I'll just ask. Okay, I'm gonna ask everybody. Only give 1 or 2 words. I don't want to hear anything else because I just want to leave it abstract and to see your opinions. 1 or 2 words. Okay, Sullivan, just 1 or 2. Opinion about Thomas Tuchel joining England manager.
I mean, at the rate they're going, I mean,
God
they
damn.
might as well win. Pick something. Pick somebody. You know what I mean? I mean, it's cool. It's
Okay.
cool.
Okay, I know you like him. Of course you like him. Why wouldn't you
Yeah,
like
man. We got us Champions League.
him? Okay. Mr. Wilhelm, 1 or 2 words.
The English have finally realized that in order to win anything, they have to get somebody with a winning mentality, which is why they've chosen a German and not an Englishman.
Yeah, that's straight facts. No printer. Okay, lovely. Mr. Oogie Boogieman, here we go. 1 or 2 words for Mr. Thomas Tuchel, running England manager.
All I gotta say is he's goated, so
Okay,
big things.
lovely. He has goats. And then Paulinho, 1 or 2 words about Mr. Thomas Tuchel joining England as the manager. It's so weird saying that every time.
He's one of the lads now.
He's a lad. He's part of the Mandem. He's gonna get a full Adidas tracksuit.
Oh yeah, he's part of the Mandem. Run me a thing.
Run me a thing. Give me a thing. Man with a whip. Coming with 4 door. 4 door. Sitting in her lap. Okay, fantastic. All right, on to the next breaking news. Uh-oh, this is stinky. So, breaking news. A bad situation. Oh, did I just completely miss it? Let's try this again. Breaking news. In Jewish, that's not what it says, but U.S. men's national team legend questions Inter Miami and Lionel Messi's inclusion in the Club World Cup. So, if you didn't already know, the expanded 32-team tournament is taking place in the United States in 2025 from 15th of June to July 3rd next year. One of those spots has been given to a club from the host nation. Inter Miami, who are co-owned by David Beckham, who is that, were awarded a place after winning the MLS Supporters Shield Cup. Very cool. Given to the team, the MLS with the best regular season record. Led by Messi, and the club won 22 out of the 34 games, drawing 4 and losing 8. Yeah. But yes, FIFA's decision to award Miami a spot in the Club World Cup has drawn a lot of criticism. And yeah, that's all I really have to say about it. So I'll let everybody just say what they want to say about it. So yeah, Rigo, you got 1 or 2 words about Inter Miami joining the FIFA Club World Cup. Words.
I want to say, I know there's a lot of criticism. I want to say it's earned more than given.
Yep.
Because they, performed the way they should to get their spot. I'm pretty sure it has to do a lot with marketing since, it's going to be hosted in the US and it's obviously Messi and retired FC players, FC Barcelona players. But I hope the best for them. I mean, they're pretty good, and maybe sometime in the future they'll get Neymar. So that's pretty nice. Yeah. So I just hope the best for them. It's gonna be a hard tournament for them to win for sure, but you
Just
never
a little
know.
bit.
The
Just-
power of Messi is huge.
It is true. It is true. Okay. Mr. Wilhelm, you got 1 or 2 words about Inter Miami joining the Club World Cup. They won't get battered 7-1 every match.
I was about to say, I mean, if we're being honest, it's definitely a big marketing ploy by Inter Miami and David Beckham, but it's good financially on their part, promotes the game in America. But let's be honest here. I mean, what other MLS club would you have chosen to go there, right?
Mhm.
They'd all get the floor wiped with them. That's just the reality.
It's true. But it's that, but it's true. Okay. Thank you. Mr. Solomon, you got 1 or 2 words about Inter Miami joining the Club World Cup. So
It's cool. It's just a marketing scheme, but
Yep.
it's well.
pyramid.
Pyramid. It's they. I don't know. It's gonna be a little bit controversial, but I think it's just a marketing scheme. I don't think they are that best team in the league. They
Yeah.
just need to. They paid a huge sum of money, and they need to get back somehow. And it feels like a made-up competition. Supporters chilled. Like I've never.
Or injury.
Yeah. No, I don't care. I don't care about this anyway.
Yeah, same.
As for me, I just don't.
Yeah, fair. Okay, Mr. Paulinho, you got 1 or 2 words about the Inter Miami joining the Club World Cup. I know it's fantastic.
Yes, congratulations to them.
Wow.
I mean, they qualified in it, so
Yes.
in it, yeah.
In it. Okay.
So it would have been cool to see Al Nasser make it too, but
Yes, I know.
I think that what were they, like 2 games away? I think they had to win some cup as well to make it, but yeah,
Washed.
indeed.
Yeah. Okay. Lovely. That was indeed the breaking news for the Inter Miami portion. So on to the next breaking news, which is indeed a kind of a sad situation. So breaking news, bad situation. Enzo Maresca says he feels shame for Chelsea youngster Josh Achupapong. So yes, the Blues informed Achupapong on Tuesday that he would not feature at all in the first team or development squad until he pens a new deal, signs the contract. So Achupapong, whose contract expires in 2026, is considered one of the brightest prospects at Cobham or Chelsea's, training development squad, and has attracted interest from Liverpool and Real Madrid. And it's Achupapong's most recent refusal extended caused by Maresca by surprise, especially since the pair had a good conversation about the teenager's star's future. Yeah, and Maresca said, I feel a shame for Josh. This kind of game could be an opportunity for him. I had a chat with him personally about 3 weeks ago about the situation. The chat we had was very positive. It's a shame because I really think Josh potentially could be a top player. He's still 18, so many things can change for him, but potentially he can be a very important player for Chelsea. And yeah, it's never a great situation where a club freezes out, especially a youngster from the squad, so he's not able to show up to training or anything. That's kind of, I mean, maybe he's allowed to go to the gym and stuff like that, get big, like he does if he went through a breakup. But yeah, not a good news. And yeah, I mean, I guess I can ask the Chelsea person here first. Solomon, 1 or 2 words about Josh Achupapong. I don't know if you heard about this.
Oh yeah, I've read a couple of times. Yeah, they did say. I mean, this is. I mean, I think this is good. I mean, if he believes in his talent and that he can get
Better club.
minutes and other clubs that are willing to pay or the demands that he's making, good for him. Because Chelsea, you look at him, they're producing like loads and loads of talented player, and none of them are becoming like high profile players like they should. And they're getting like, I don't know, I think this is good. Good. They need to also give some young players a chance to kind of develop, and then also not just to keep them in a rotation. And also, like, I think it's a good move because who is gonna give him the minutes that he needs to grow in the squads they have and the players they're making? So I wish he. I mean, I think this is a good move if he believes that he is that talented and he can get minutes in the club somewhere else.
Yeah, great. Okay, lovely. Mr. Wilhelm, you got 1 or 2 words about this young lad getting frozen out of the squad?
I mean, based on what I know about the developing story, because I did read an article on it the other day. I mean, if he's refusing to sign a new contract because he's getting interest from other clubs in Europe, I mean, they have every right to do what they're doing, regardless of his talent level or anything else. If he's not going to act professional, then they have no obligation to continue to treat him as professionally in the way they would be if he had a contract. So,
yeah, that's the mentality where clubs think that no player is bigger than the club. So,
no, and that's the thing. I mean, a lot of these younger players these days seem to think that just because they play well and because somebody's calling after them means they're a great player. That doesn't necessarily mean anything. I mean, how many great players do we see that end up at a club like Madrid or Barcelona and then they just disappear and they show back up 5 years later in the Turkish league or something, right? So, personally, for me, and I know I'm going on a bit of a tangent here, if I was with a club like Chelsea or one of the more like down to earth kind of home clubs that focuses more on growing and developing players, I would want to stay there first, develop myself, and then go to the big leagues when I feel like I can actually prove myself and be a consistent part of the starting 11. So,
very true, very true. Okay, on to the next guest, Mr. Rigo. Anything you want to say about these?
Wait, what was the guy's name again, by the way?
His name is Mr. I'm trying to get his full name for you. Josh Achupenpong.
Okay.
Yeah. Rigo, you got anything else?
I think. Well, obviously, I'm not a professional, but from a professional point of view, I think it was kind of unprofessional of him. I mean, he could honestly just sign and then go on loan if he can make a pretty decent argument. I'm not sure how that works, but
yeah.
That's one option. The other option is, just sign the contract and play for the team, or like try to, if you're that good, if you believe you're that good, then you want to prove it. So sign the contract, play for the team, and then if you get a better offer from another team, then go and take it. I think it was just a little unprofessional for him to act that certain way, especially knowing that Chelsea is one of the bigger clubs in England. So I don't know. I think it's just a loss on his part instead of the club.
All right, yeah, perfectly said. All right, Paulinho, you got 1 or 2 words by doing a little research for this little news about Mr. Josh Achupenpong?
Not yet.
Lovely.
No, I need to read some more into it to form a real opinion,
Okay, I got you. Good. All right, well, that was indeed the breaking news for Mr. Josh Achupenpong. We can go on to the next news, which is indeed about, the special one. Yes,
I am Jose
news.
Mourinho.
Yes, breaking news. Jose Mourinho gives priceless reaction after Andre Onana pulls off an incredible double save against Fenerbahce. And yep, Onana was between the sticks for Manchester United as they traveled to face Fenerbahce and the Europa League on Thursday night. In a game where Turkish side offered more than their fair share of threats, the Cameroonian goalkeeper was very much in control as he kept Fenerbahce at arm's length. That included a moment in the first half with Yousnef El Nasri stooped down to low to meet a whipped cross from the left as the Turkish side looked to pile on the pressure. Onana was reacted quickly to got down low to parry the ball away and then stopped it nestling in the bottom corner. The ball then fell to Dusan Tadic, who cut the ball back for En Nasri again. This time the forward planted a firm header towards the goal, only for Nana to get a strong palm to tip it over the crossbar. While Manchester United's players celebrated with 28-year-old following stunning contributions, Mourinho couldn't believe his eyes. Watching the action unfold, the replay showed Mourinho putting his head in his hands before pulling them away and smiling with a look of disbelief on his face. Yeah, it was pretty funny. I wish we could share the video because it was hilarious of Mr. Jose. I think I do have it. Actually, I don't have it. But yeah, it was very funny. And then also Jose Mourinho, another news that he did have an interview, and this was very funny. So breaking news: Jose Mourinho is a box office as he repeats his viral catchphrase, destroys referee, and aims cheeky dig at Manchester United. And yeah, I mean, we can go ahead and just talk about what happened. So yeah, I mean, it was supposed to be. I don't know if it was a penalty, honestly, to be honest, by watching replays, but just Jose Mourinho's interview was very funny, and we can just go ahead and play that for you for a second. I mean, everybody loves to hear Mr. Jose Mourinho talk, and
There's only one place to start. The penalty incident that saw you red carded. What are your thoughts on the incident?
I don't want to speak about it.
You've just been in, I think, to see the referees. What did they say?
He told me something incredible. He told that at the same time he could see the action in the box and my behavior on the touchline. I congratulate him because he's absolutely incredible. His peripheral vision during the game, 100 miles per hour, he had one eye on the penalty situation and he had one eye on the bench and on my behavior. So that's the explanation he gave me. That's why he's one of the best referees in the world.
oh my god.
How does he keep?
Oh my god, we love Jose Mourinho. Everybody loves Jose Mourinho. Oh man, this guy, I'm gonna be so sad the day he retires from football. He keeps giving these amazing moments as well too. Oh god, we love this special one. Yeah, lovely. Okay, Rigo, you got one or two words about Mr. Jose Mourinho?
I was watching that game for like the last 10, 15 minutes, and
Yeah, mate.
well, he's hilarious. You gotta love him. You can't hate him. I loved him when he coached Roma, and obviously his spell with Porto was pretty insane.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, during that game, I really thought Fenerbahce was gonna win it. They looked more superior first half from what I was looking at the highlights. It's his playing style, the way he runs the game. He knows the way to win, and I really did think they were gonna win it. Man United needs to finish. They really do need to finish. It's so insane how day in and day out we get their manager saying, "Oh yeah, we're gonna do big things," and then end up in another draw. It's insane.
Yep.
But
it's
yeah,
funny as well too because they rely on a 30-something-year-old man who had a heart attack a couple times to score a goal for Mr. Christian Eriksen.
I mean, he's a great player. Eriksen is a pretty great player. But yeah, like if you're gonna be saying, there are big things coming for this team, trust the process. Like how this goes back to the question: how much do you need to trust the process? Like you have every player you want. Like what else do you want? Like he even has Anthony. Come on now. Anyway,
My God.
but yeah, Jose Mourinho, goated, the special one. I love him. I love the interview.
Yes. Love it. Okay, Mr. Sullivan, you got one or two words about Mr. Jose Mourinho? I know he's given some Chelsea interviews that have been absolutely amazing and historical.
More iconic than that. Yeah. I mean, he's doing his thing. I don't think he's gonna get his mojo back, but I mean, he's never gonna stop being Jose Mourinho. But I mean, he's doing good. He's yeah, it's Turkish League, but I did see that that video though, the one where he's like really amazed how the saves that I think it was 3 saves in a row that Onana made.
Yeah.
And he actually gave additional interview where he said like, oh, if any
Yeah. If
league
any lower league sides in England want to sign me,
yeah, they haven't
I'll
won
be
any.
available.
Yeah, I'll be available in 2 years. I'm like, I thought that was weird, but
I think that was a dig at United, to be fair.
was that? Was that? I didn't catch that one, but yeah, I saw it and I was like, is he saying that he's never gonna renew his contract, Fenerbahce, or is he
Probably not.
not happy there or something? But yeah, I did see that, and then oh yeah, the banters never leaves this guy. I think he needs a proper opponent or like somebody to talk down to beside the referee, because if you keep doing like to keep talking mess about the referees, I mean, as horrible as they are in the Premier League, I would assume they are like horrendous in Turkish league.
Oh yeah.
So I don't think it's gonna be. But if he finds somebody who's like on his level to talk mess about, like he used to do for, you know, a team that will not be named. But yeah. You know what I mean? So he's good, but if he's doing this, I don't think he's gonna get nowhere with the refs and yeah.
Fun. Okay. Thank you, mate. And Mr. Wilhelm, you got 1 or 2 words about Jose Mourinho?
I just have to say, I don't know how the man walks around with cojones that big, because he knows exactly what he's doing. He knows exactly what he's saying, and like everybody else is saying, I don't know how he keeps a straight face. So one of two things is going on here: either he's an Oscar level actor, or he's truly delusional and thinks that he's that great. Because I mean, don't get me wrong, he was a great manager back in his day, but now, I mean, come on, I mean, all he really is just another meme, another thing to talk about on a football podcast, right?
Yep.
We're not talking about his great successes. We're talking about how much of an idiot he is. So it's kind of sad to see, but I mean, again, football without Jose Mourinho is boring. It's like football without Zlatan, the same thing. So
It's true. Very true.
all we can hope is that there's somebody arrogant enough to take his footsteps one day.
Very true. Very true. Maybe that'll be Ronaldo. You never know.
There will be Zlatan.
I was about to say, the day Zlatan becomes a pundit on any show, I can just see it now. They'll be talking about Champions League final or something, and then Zlatan will start talking about how he was in a Champions League final or something, and Henri's gonna go, "What? Wait, what?"
Have you won one of those?
Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, Henri and Zlatan on a set together would be.
Oh my god.
smooth.
Yeah, very true. Okay, last but not least, Mr. Paulinho. 1 or 2 words about the special one.
Yeah, I mean, I saw his comments about the referee after the game. Those are pretty funny. That's probably gonna be an iconic moment for a while. I also read up on the situation with
Josh Chupamong.
yeah, and yeah, it seems like he's unhappy that the club's signing a bunch of young prospects. Well, I wouldn't say young prospects, young, slightly more proven players than him, and playing players like Axel Disasi at right back, and then Reece James is super injury prone. But so Malo Gusto is pretty injury prone as well, I guess. But yeah, so they had Reece James. They knew he was coming up through the academy, and they still signed Malo Gusto instead of a more experienced, older and like reliable player. And then they're still playing Disasi there. So I think he kind of sees a lack of trust, but it seems like Maresca likes him. But I thought he seems like he thinks he's been wronged in the past by the club, and he wants more game time. So I kind of see it from both situations, where like you got to go out and prove yourself, but at the same time, maybe there's more situations where he should have had opportunities.
Yep. Very true. Very true. Okay. Well, everybody, that was indeed the breaking news segment for the Golden Goal Show. And now we can go on and just Michael Jackson. Go ahead and say, let's get on to the first best league in the world, which is indeed the Premier League. So yes, the Premier League. First place is indeed Liverpool. Second place is indeed Manchester City. Third place is Arsenal. Fourth place is Aston Villa. Fifth place is Brighton. Down the table, 18th place is Crystal Palace. 19th place is Southampton. And 20th place is Wolverhampton Wanderers. Still not howling at the moon, but sinking. Matchday 8, let's get into it. First match was Tottenham and West Ham. Yes, brilliant performance from Tottenham, and West Ham getting a red card. It was 4-1 for Tottenham in London. Next match, Manchester United and Brentford. Manchester United finally winning a match in a decent amount of time, winning against Brentford in Manchester 2-1 for Manchester United. Next match was Fulham and Aston Villa. This was in London. And yes, Fulham doing a great job. Red cards for both teams because they were both naughty. It was 1-3 for Aston Villa, but yes, Aston Villa did batter Fulham kind of. Next match, Newcastle and Brighton. Newcastle, yikes, shocking performance for them, but 0-1 for Brighton. Brighton doing great as well. So yeah, good performance for them. Currently in 5th place. Next match, Southampton and Leicester City. A great match over here in Southampton, but it was 2-3 for Leicester City, beating Southampton away, which is never easy as well too. And yeah, red card for Southampton. And Leicester City, decent out of relegation. Next match was Ipswich Town and Everton. 0-2 for Everton, beating Ipswich Town. Yeah, Everton, good performance for them. Currently out of relegation. Next match was Bournemouth and Arsenal. 2-0 for Bournemouth. Great performance for Solanke, I believe. And yes, 2-0 for Solanke plays for Tottenham right now, doesn't he? I forgot who scored for Bournemouth. If someone can please help me out, that was embarrassing. Yes, but Bournemouth, yes, 2-0 for them. And yeah, beating Arsenal, who got a red card as well too. A shaky red card, at least, if you ask some Arsenal. Next match, Wolves and Manchester City. Decent performance for Wolves, actually, but shaky for Man City. But yes, 1-2 for Manchester City. And yeah, Erling Haaland did maybe score. I don't know. I think Kovacic scored 2 times, actually. Yeah, next match was Liverpool and Chelsea. 2-1 for Liverpool. And yeah, decent performance for Liverpool and decent performance for Chelsea. Could have gone both ways, but yes. Yeah, Liverpool won that. Currently top of the leaderboard. Good job for Liverpool. Next match was Nottingham Forest and Crystal Palace. Yep, 1-0 for Nottingham Forest. Chris Wood scoring for Nottingham Forest, and yeah, yikes. Crystal Palace still not doing well. They are currently in relegation. And currently the top scorers in the Premier League is Manchester City's Erling Haaland with 10 goals, Brentford's Brian Mbomo with 6 goals, and then Chelsea's Cole Palmer with 6 goals as well too. All right. Does anybody want to talk about any of the matches? I guess I can ask Mr. Solomon about Chelsea. You got just a couple words you want to say about Chelsea's performance?
Yeah, it's not good that we lost, but I think the style of play they are playing, I thought they were even. It could have gone anywhere. It could have gone either way. Chelsea played pretty well in terms of they were sleeping a couple of times, but he made a lot of changes in the midfield area. He brought in Lavia. He started Lavia instead of, I think, well, and then also we did amazing with that in terms of Casado, and he switched up Gusto on the other side, and then also played Reece James, which is just coming back from injury. So I thought they were pretty good in terms of it wasn't their day, and then also I think we can all admire what Liverpool are doing. So it was a better opponent, but also the game in terms of everything else, they were dominant. They were pretty bossy in the midfield. They were able to stop Gravenberg. I think I don't know how that's not how you say your name.
You got it. You got it.
Yeah,
You got it.
and then in general, I thought there were a couple of times where they slept a little bit. They were caught off guard, and yeah, again in the game of football, sometimes it's just down to lucky moments or like just breakthrough moments. But I thought they were played pretty good. I per se was not really hurt by the defeat. It was kind of like in the upward trajectory. You kind of like bailed upward. So I thought they were pretty good. I was like kind of really good with the performance and also with the whole cohesive. It's coming through. You know what I mean? It's just they're building, and you can see like the progress they're making, and also the style of play they want to play in. You can see them dictating games. You can see them like just in expanding and then also in attacking mode. It's just great. I enjoyed it, even though it wasn't like a great defeat. I mean, even the manager for the other team were like to say it was just down to luck. We did the best that we could. Like we just made a one breakthrough, and it was a game. From that, it was a game of like wanting to not make mistakes. From that, that's it.
Yeah, fair enough. And yeah, I mean, a lot of Chelsea fans are saying that like it was decent performance from them, and it felt like they did really good. But honestly, I think Cole Palmer as well too, with some other players could have put away maybe a goal, and Sancho, there could have been a penalty with him as well too.
The
And
way they Liverpool stopped him in the middle. I think I have seen a couple of teams that try to control Palmer. Like the moment he catches the ball or he gets the ball, you can see them just converging into him. I thought we did a good job of stopping their midfield, Gravenberg, and then they made a very fine job of like not having to give a single chance to Cole Palmer, and I think that was their winning strike as well.
yeah, fair. Okay, lovely stuff. Mr. Wilhelm, any matches you want to talk about? I know you did happen to watch Liverpool and Chelsea match with me when I visited. So, anything you want to say about this match or any other matches?
I think the only thing I'd maybe comment on would be the Arsenal match.
Yeah.
I was watching that one up until probably the 70, 80th minutes.
Mhm.
And I have to say, I still am very iffy on why Saliba got a red. I mean, I understand the laws of the game and that they were saying
Yep.
that he's denied school scoring opportunity and everything else, but they were so close to the halfway line and everything, and I mean, a yellow card, sure, but I really feel like the red card damaged that match, and I'm a neutral, so I have no support to either side.
Yep.
And I feel like for me that I would have preferred it to be a yellow and just maintain the match, and maybe Sleepy gets sent off later for another challenge or something. But I don't know. I mean, I've seen, like I said, I've grown up watching players like Ramos and Pepe. I know what a clear red is like, and that just didn't seem like a clear red to me. So
Yeah, fair enough. And yeah, sorry everybody. I meant to say it was 2-0 for Bournemouth, and Ryan Christie and Justin Culvert scored. Hey, shout out Justin Culvert, who is the I believe his dad used to play. Yeah, shout out him. Okay. Yeah. Well, anybody?
his dad was a famous Dutch player.
Yes. Anybody else want to say anything about this? Rigo, I don't know if you watched any Prem.
Yeah, I was watching the Man United game against Brentford. So back to what I was talking about. Man United, you can only trust the project or a manager saying, trust the process so much. Like in this case, they ended up sealing the game with pretty fair amount of time, but like doesn't change the fact that you're still not winning as much as you should. You promised that you would be winning. Like you can clearly tell that Man United has promise, and they do have or they're starting to get the quality they know they can get. But then again, it's against Brentford, so there's not too tough of a team. They are pretty tough. Obviously, football is all about like uncertainties. Bad teams can do good and good teams can do bad, but um,
Thanks.
I'm just kind of annoyed that Eric Ten Hag is like trust the process. We can win these games,
Mhm.
and they end up winning, and then like next important game, they end up failing or just coming up a little too short from what we expect from them. I think the project is good so far, but he needs to trust his players more.
Yep.
Like subbing Anthony more, obviously he's injured now,
Yes,
but
he's injured.
subbing Anthony more and Garnacho is obvious. Well, my personal opinion, Garnacho is probably their best player so far, and make plays around him. Use him to his full advantage. Like he's fast. He can obviously seal the deal. So I think he
Yep.
just needs to be more decisive with his plays.
Yeah, fair enough. Thank you, mate. All right. Well, moving on to the next league, which is indeed the Bundesliga. So, First place is Bayern München. Second place is RB Leipzig. Third place is SC Freiburg. Fourth place is Bayern Leverkusen. Fifth place is Union Berlin. And sixth place is Eintracht Frankfurt. Going down the table, 16th place is St. Pauli. 17th place is Holstein Kiel. 18th place is Bochum. Matchday 7, let's get into it. So, Dortmund and FC St. Pauli, it was indeed 2-1 for Dortmund finally doing well after their kind of poor performances. Next match was Hoffenheim and Bochum, 3-1 for Hoffenheim. Yeah, doing decent out of relegation. Then next match was Freiburg and Augsburg, 3-1 for Freiburg, keeping them at third place, not too shabby. Next match was Leverkusen and Eintracht Frankfurt. 2-1 for Bayern Leverkusen, and yeah, decent performance for Bayern Leverkusen, but yeah, cool. And okay, yeah, decent. I mean, Eintracht Frankfurt's doing decent. Next match is Bayern Mönchengladbach or Borussia Mönchengladbach and Heidenheim. A great match if you want to go watch some highlights. 3-2 for Borussia Mönchengladbach, and yeah, good match for them. And currently they are mid-table. Next match was Mainz and RB Leipzig, 0-2 for the Rosenballers, as Paulinho likes to call them. For Leipzig, 2-0, winning away, and they are currently right now in second place. Not too bad. Next match was Bayern Leverkusen and Stuttgart, and as Wilhelm, the Bayern Munich supporter on the show, would say, poor performance for Bayern, only winning 4-0. Shake my head. Harry Kane doing great as well. Next match was Holstein Kiel and Union Berlin, 0-2 for Union Berlin, and decent for them, currently in 5th place. Then last match of matchday 7 was Wolfsburg and Werder Bremen, 2-4 for Werder Bremen, and red card for Wolfsburg being naughty. And yes, Werder Bremen currently in 8th place. Alright, I did watch Bayern Leverkusen and Eintracht Frankfurt. Bit disappointed for Eintracht Frankfurt, but it is by Bayern Leverkusen. They're a great team. They did. Victor Boniface is an absolute beast of a man. Can't say anything but good job to him. Alright, Bayern München. Mr. Wilhelm, anything you want to say about this match? I know you told me this BS that Bayern fans always say that it's not that good of a match. They only won 4-0. Go ahead.
Yeah, but I mean the scoreline is one thing, but they didn't even start scoring that many goals until close to the end. And I mean, let's be honest here. I know we haven't gotten to this segment of the show yet, but I'm telling you, there's Bundesliga is not a good metric for how Bayern is as a team and how well their coach does in terms of drilling them for games, as we saw, unfortunately, earlier this week. So you have to understand, like, for a lot of Bayern fans, the reason we hate Bundesliga is because, and at least in my opinion, as well as a number of other people I've spoken to, because the league is not particularly competitive compared to other places like EPL, La Liga, etc. They're not being tested week in, week out, and they become complacent and lazy. And quite frankly, they're a lot of the times their skill set's just not up to par with some of these other clubs that have to fight every single week, regardless of who they're playing. So, I mean, yeah, it's great they won, but again, I mean, if we end up with another season where we just end up winning Bundesliga, I mean, for a lot of Bayern fans, only winning that is more of a disappointment than losing Bundesliga and winning a major European competition. So
We want them to lose again for Harry Kane.
we all know that's good. I mean, I have to say, at first I thought the whole curse was a joke, but after last season and other things that have happened, it's not a joke anymore.
Yeah, the curse is real. It's some juju stuff that Paul Pogba's brother put upon them. Okay, anybody want to say anything else about the Bundesliga? Very nice Bundesliga. Very cool. Well, forever hold your peace. All right, let's move on to the next league, which is indeed Serie, which is indeed Italy's league. Well, first place in Serie is Napoli. Second place is Inter Milan. Oh, sorry, yeah, my bad, guys. Currently, the top scorers in the Bundesliga is indeed Omar Mamouche, the Egyptian man from Egypt. Wow, that's fantastic analysis. Okay. Yes, he has scored 9 goals in the Bundesliga. Great for him. Such a great player. Next player second highest goal scorers in the Bundesliga. With 8 is Borussia Dortmund. What the hell's wrong with me? Bayern Munich's Harry Kane. Oh my god, the Englishman. Then next, let's try this again, see if I'll get this. With 5 goals, the third highest Bundesliga goal scorer at the moment is Hoffenheim's Andres Kramaric. There, I finally did that great. Nice. All right, going into Serie A. First place is Napoli. Second place is Inter Milano. Third place is Juventus. Fourth place is AC Milano. Fifth place is Fiorentina. And sixth place is Atalanta. Going down the table, 18th place is Genoa. 19th place is Nice. The 20th place is Venezia. Sinking, not swimming. Match day 8, let's get into it. So first match of match day 8 is indeed Genoa and Bologna. 2-2, a draw right there. Both teams doing decent. Next match was Como and Parma. Another draw right here. It was 1-1 in Como. Next match was Udinese and AC Milano in Milano. 1-0 for AC Milano and a red card for AC Milano being naughty. Next match was Juventus and Lazio. 1-0 for Juventus beating out Lazio in Turin. So yeah, great job for Juventus and a red card for Lazio being naughty. And Juventus currently in third place. Next match was Empoli and Napoli. 0-1 for Napoli beating Empoli away. So yes, great job for Napoli, currently top of the leaderboard with 19 points. Next match was Venezia and Atalanta. 0-2 for Atalanta beating Venezia in Venice. So yes, great job for Atalanta. Currently, they are sitting in 6th place. Ness in Fiorentina. Oh my god. 0-6 for Fiorentina. And whoa. That's a soundboard I have. We have 6-0 for Fiorentina beating Ness in their home stadium. I understand that. Red card for Ness being as well too. Oh yeah. Fiorentina currently 5th place. Decent for them. Cagliari and Torino. 3-2 for Cagliari in Cagliari. So yeah, great match here if you want to watch some other highlights. Oh yeah. So go for Cagliari. Next match was Roma and Inter Milano. I did watch this match. Roma and Inter 1-0 for Inter Milano. Lautaro Martinez. He's inevitable. Surprise. Next match was Verona in Monza. 0-3 for Monza, beating Verona in their home of Verona. Yeah, sad times. All right. Well, first I'm gonna ask Mr. Serie A, Mr. Boogie Man.
Boogie.
Yes.
Yay.
What do you have to say? What matches did you watch? What's your analysis on these matches?
I watched a little bit of the Roma and Inter just because I really wanted Roma to beat Inter. I don't like Lautaro Martinez. And there's nothing
like that.
against him as a person. I just don't like him as a player.
You like Garnacho, but you don't like Lautaro.
Yeah. I mean, I see Lautaro as the next Higuain. Like, for real.
Hey, if it wasn't for him, Messi wouldn't have had the World Cup.
True. But, like, the amount of shots he missed in the World Cup alone is
we know.
disgusting.
Yep.
But, yeah, so I mean, obviously he ended up scoring for Inter, which is great. He's a great player. I just don't like him as a player, as a great player. But going to Juventus, that game got me frustrated. We're talking about a team that is in third place, right? I think they had just beaten give me a sec. I think they had just beaten Red Bull Leipzig, no? Yes. Yeah. In the Champions League, and like to win a Serie A game off an own goal, not like a goal from the team. It was frustrating. I mean, props to Lazio. They played amazing defense. Like I don't know what to say. They knew that they were gonna go in with a disadvantage, obviously, because Juventus likes to attack a lot more now. So they kind of prepared for that by having a low block, and they honestly shut everybody out. The game itself was kind of boring. Juventus had 16 shots on target. I mean, and they controlled most of the game. They should have had at least 1 or 2 goals, but they just couldn't seal the deal, which was really frustrating. Yeah, the only goal in the game was an own goal, which is like, how do you come out from a Champions League game and then just lose like that? And I understand that like players get fatigued and tired, but like you should be again winning these games, especially if you have the amount of possessions that they do, which is 70% possession. And like just to put in perspective, 604 passes to 268 passes from Lazio. Like I don't know, it's just there was a frustrating game for me. I'm glad that they got the win, even if it was. I think it should have been a draw. I think it should have been a draw, but I'm glad that they got the win. So now their next game is against Inter, I think. So that one should be a pretty tough game, and I really hope they win. So
Okay. Yeah.
okay.
Anybody else want to say anything about any other Serie A matches? Forever hold your peace, or peace, whatever. All right. Well, yeah. I mean, the last thing. Yeah, go ahead.
I think you mean forever hold your pasta.
Forever hold your. That's fantastic. Love that. Okay. Well, the top goal scorers right now in Serie A is Matteo Retegui with 8 goals, who's playing for Atalanta. The next top goal scorer is with 7 goals scored with Marcus Thuram from Inter Milano. And then the LeBron James of soccer with 5 goals for AC Milano, Mr. Christian Pulisic. So yeah, shout out to Mr. Christian Pulisic. Very cool, very nice man, and love it. Yeah, love it. All right, going on to the next league, which is indeed the Ligue 1. Yes, we love to get. First place is Monaco. Second place is PSG. Third place is Marseille. Fourth place is Reims. Fifth place is Lille. Sixth place is Lens. Going down the table, 16th place is Toulouse. 17th place is Montpellier. And 18th place is Angers. Going down the table, not doing great. All right, match 8, let's get into it. So it was 0-0, Monaco and Lille. Red card for Monaco being naughty. Next match was Brest and Rennes, 1-1. Yeah, decent. Next match was Saint Etienne and Rennes, 0-2 for Rennes. And then PSG and Strasbourg, 4-2 for PSG, doing very decent as usual. Next match was Derby and Lyon, 0-4 for Lyon, doing very well as well too. Toulouse and Angers next match was 1-1. Then the next match was Nantes and Nice, 1-1. And then it was Aya and Reims, 2-1 for Aya, doing great for them. Then Montpellier and Marseille, 0-5 for Marseille, battering Montpellier, and a red card for Montpellier being naughty as well too. So yeah. Oh, I just deleted the whole table because I'm a bad boy. But yes, currently the top goal scorers in Ligue 1 is Bradley Barcola for PSG with 7 goals. Next top goal scorer is Mason Greenwood for Marseille, really hitting it up, really battering up the French league, really slapping up the French league, really forcing his way into the French league with 6 goals. No pun intended. And then number 3 top goal scorer is Jonathan David, not Colombian, what the hell? The Canadian for Lille with 5 goals. That was fantastic. Excuse my Mickey Mouse laugh. All right, moving on to the next league, which is La Liga. It is first place Barcelona, second place Real Madrid, third place Atletico Madrid, fourth place Villarreal, and then down the table it is 18th place Valladolid, 19th place Las Palmas, 20th place is Valencia. Match day 10, let's get into it. So first game was Alaves and Valladolid, 2-3 for Valladolid, and a great game if you want to go out some highlights and a red card for Alaves being naughty. Next match, Athletic Club and Espanyol, 4-1 for Athletic Club. Great match for them. Currently in 5th place, not too bad. Osasuna and Real Betis, 1-2 for Real Betis, and a red card for Real Betis being naughty. Sorry, I love that. Next match is Girona and Real Sociedad, and 0-1 for Real Sociedad. And yeah, Girona not doing the best. Celta Vigo and Real Madrid, 1-2 for Real Madrid, beating Celta Vigo away. Currently Real Madrid in 2nd place. Next match was Mallorca and Real Vallecano, 0-1 for Mallorca, winning at home. So good job for Mallorca. Next match was Atletico Madrid and Leganes, 3-1 for Atletico Madrid. Good win for them. They say it's a great thing. And they're currently in 3rd place. Next match was Villarreal and Getafe, 1-1. Disappointing for Villarreal, but yeah, great job for Getafe, honestly. Next match, Barcelona and Sevilla. Hansi Flick and Barcelona are doing absolutely great things right now, 5-1. Barcelona, great job for them. Next match was Valencia and Las Palmas, 2-3. Another great match for what some good highlights for. Palmas beating Valencia on a red card. Valencia beating. All right, Mr. La Liga, Paulinho. Anything you want to say about your Atletico Madrid in La Liga right now? So.
Well, the game was pretty interesting. Yeah, so I guess we'll get to a certain man later in the video, because we're going to talk about Champions League too, right?
Yes, he is. He is.
We'll talk positively about him for now, because he scored a brace.
Yeah.
Two pretty nice goals, both from close range, but kind of what we needed. You know, we needed a guy just like in the 12 to 6 yard box, and someone to just put away those chances in front of goal, and he did that there. We'll get on to what happened later in the week afterwards, but yeah, overall it was good from him. And then Griezmann, of course, had a good game as well. They actually started playing Giuliano Simeone at right back, which was interesting, and it worked really well in this game. And again, we'll get to what happened midweek with him as well. So yeah, very contrasting games with heroes turning to villains.
Oh, that's very, very cool. Yeah. Very sexy.
Yes.
Okay, fantastic. All right. Anybody else want to say anything about La Liga? I mean, Barcelona's doing decent. Real Madrid's doing.
I watched a little bit of the Celta Vigo Madrid game.
Okay.
I honestly thought it was a pretty good game. Celta Vigo definitely needed to finish their chances.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like the Real Madrid team is actually starting to click now. I know in the beginning they had a little issues with, you know, Mbappe joining the squad and like the way his playing style is coming off of PSG and then going to a super team like Madrid with like superstars everywhere.
Yep.
But excuse me, it looks like they're actually starting to click now, which is pretty good for them. Pretty bad for everyone else, to be honest, because we all know how Real Madrid is, especially in Champions. I really do think that the squad depth that they have is pretty good too. That Classic was next week, so I'm expecting great things from both teams. Though I am a little more biased towards Barca. I hope Barca wins, but you really can't write off Real Madrid. Yeah, overall, I only watched like a couple minutes, but from what I saw, it looked like a pretty good match. Real Madrid ended up sealing the deal with obviously Vini and Mbappe. Yeah, let's just hope they can continue their good form.
Fair enough. Okay, well, yeah, that was indeed La Liga, and just to say the top goal scorers for La Liga right now, wow, it is Robert Lewandowski with 12 goals for Barcelona.
Well, I think they're doing good though. Like since they hired Hansi Flick, I think they're doing great in the Champions League. They're being back into the groove of the young players are like, I think they look focused more than anything else. They're not distracted off of the field, and then also I think wasn't Lewandowski's best season under Fleck, or was it under?
I believe it was under Flick. I don't know if we can have
I think it was under Flick.
Yeah, I think the German coachings they're rigorous in terms of discipline. So I think I don't know. I think this would be a good Clasico coming up.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I wanna go for I think Real Madrid are gonna edge them because they have the depth of the squad, and then also they have a lot of star players. But I just want to say that they have been doing great since they just hired this new manager, and they've been putting a lot of changes into the discipline of the young players, like Lamine Yamal, and a lot of the other things that's going on. I think this is a move in a great direction. Sometimes you just need a great coach or great discipline in terms of a club. But yeah.
All right, fair enough. Yeah, so second top goal scorer for La Liga is Ayonzi Perez with 6 goals for Villarreal. Great show for him. And then it is Mr. Kylian Mbappe for Real Madrid with 6 goals as well too. So yeah, shout out to him. And then going to the last 2 leagues of this is the MLS and Saudi Pro League. So for MLS, I mean, to Miami, first place. Surprise, surprise. The top goal scorers for this Eastern Conference, I believe, for MLS is Christian Benteke with 23 goals. Shout out to Christian Benteke. OG. Then second is Dennis Bonja? No? Bonja? Sure. I'll go with that. Bonja.
Buanga.
Thank you,
Bonga.
Mike. Thank you, Mike.
Bonga.
Bonga. I don't know what it made him sound like. Then with
And
20 goals,
Messi.
and then, of course, the third top goal scorer, I mean, tied with is Bonga, is Lionel Messi with 20 goals for Inter Miami. Great stuff. All right, moving to Saudi Pro League. First place Al Hilal, second place Al Ittihad, third place Al Nassr, fourth place Al Shabab, fifth place Al Rahid. And then, yep, the top goal scorers currently for the Saudi Pro League is indeed first Alexandro Mitrovic, the absolute beast of a goal scorer he is. For Al Hilal, he has scored 9 goals in, I believe it was 8 games now. Second is Mr. Karim Benzema, the goal machine for Al Ittihad with 8 goals. And then another legend. You might know him, you might know him. I don't know. He has a YouTube channel now. Mr. Cristiano Ronaldo for Al Nassr with 6 goals. All right.
Casual.
That was indeed the
So if I have a lot to prove, imagine the others.
That was indeed the top 5 leagues. I mean, and MLS Saudi Pro League. But yeah, going on to now the Champions League. And yes, it did happen this past week, and very interesting games to say the least. So, first place is indeed Aston Villa. Second place is Liverpool. Third place is Manchester City. Fourth place is Monaco. Fifth place is Brest, sticking and holding up. Sixth place is Bayern Leverkusen. Seventh place is Inter Milano. And eighth place is Sporting Lisbon. Then I can just go ahead and say the qualification ones: Arsenal, Barcelona, Dortmund, Real Madrid, Benfica, Juventus, Lille, Feyenoord, Atalanta, and Stuttgart. Then PSG, Celtic, Sparta Praha, Dinamo Zagreb, and Bayern Munich and Girona. And then some teams right now that are currently out of this: 25th place, AC Milano; 27th place, Atletico Madrid; PSV in 28th. Some other ones: RB Leipzig in 31st, and Young Boys in 35th. Yikes! So currently, top goal scorers in the Champions League is number 5. What the hell? Is Harry Kane for Bayern Munich with 5 goals. Second one is Rafinha for Barcelona with 4 goals. Then third is Ilambo for Feyenoord with 3 goals. All right, let us go now to the matches. So match day 3 out of 8 for the Champions League. Monaco and Red Star Belgrade, 5-1 for Monaco. And then AC Milano and Celta Brugge, or Club Brugge, 3-1 for AC Milano, red card for Club Brugge. 1-0 for Arsenal in London versus Shakhtar Donetsk. Great job for them. Then it was Juventus and Stuttgart, 0-1 for Stuttgart in Turin. Yikes, Juventus, and a red card for them as well too. Yeah, Stuttgart, great job for them. Then Sturm Graz and Sporting Lisbon, 0-2 for Sporting Lisbon, beating Sturm Graz in the home stadium. Then Real Madrid and Dortmund, great match here, 2-0 for Dortmund at halftime. But then remontada, Real Madrid 5-2 for them. Vinicius Junior, honestly, just I'll talk about it in a second. Then PSG and PSV, 1-1, very great performance for PSV in Paris. Then Girona and Slovan Bratislava, 2-0 for Girona, and yeah, great win for them. Then Aston Villa and Bologna, 2-0 for Aston Villa. Then Atalanta and Celtic, 0-0. Then Brest and Leverkusen, Brest doing just great things, always holding up Brest. 1-1 for Brest versus Bayern Leverkusen. Great job for them. Then RB Leipzig and Liverpool, 0-1 for Liverpool in Leipzig. Yeah, good job for Liverpool. Manchester City versus Sparta Praha. Yikes, in Manchester, 5-0 for Man City, battering Sparta Praha. Wow, great job for them. And Haaland, wow. Barcelona and Bayern, one of the great games of the past week. 4-1 for Barcelona. Bayern fans are just holding their heads in the ears right now. So, epical for them, 4-1. Then it was Atletico Madrid and Lille. Not a great match for Atletico Madrid. 1-3 for Lille in Madrid. We'll talk about that. Then Salzburg and Dinamo Zagreb 0-2 for Dinamo Zagreb. Great one for them in Salzburg. Yeah, Croatian side doing great, and a red card for Salzburg being 0-0. Then it was Benfica and Feyenoord 1-3 for Feyenoord. Yeah, great job for Dutch sides this past week, and yeah, Benfica not doing the best. Then it was Young Boys in Inter Milano, and lucky for Inter Milano in Switzerland. Yeah, 0-1 for Inter Milano with Thuram scoring in last little bits of the game. Whew, now I can breathe. I guess I'm just gonna ask a couple words about this because we wanna a bit late. Juventus, Stuttgart, Mr. Ugly Boogeyman. What are your thoughts?
I thought that game was pretty solid too.
Wow.
I thought Juventus could have honestly won that game. It was really tight towards like the end of the game. It was just back and forth. I was watching it during work, so I was like on and off of it, but it kept going back and forth, and it was just like Juventus is attacking, and then like in the next minute they were defending, and then they were attacking again. It was pretty good. They both had pretty decent amount of shots, even though Stuttgart on paper looks like they should have sealed the deal. They have 22 shots compared to Juventus' 7 shots. Possession was pretty fairly even, 49 to 51, and it just came down to like who defended better. I really think that Stuttgart really did beat Juventus in their defense, especially since one of their key defenders, Danilo, got a red card, well, 2 yellows, red. I think that was the turning point because after that, then it was just more defensive playing from Juventus. Unfortunately, they did not win, and it was such a close game that they ended up scoring in like added time. So I can't really be too mad at Juventus for that. I think they tried their best, but like I was saying earlier, they just when they have shots, when they have opportunities, they have the quality, they have the players. They just need to finish. So let's just hope they win the next champions.
Yeah, fair enough.
And Bremer's out with an ACL, right?
Yeah, Bremer's been out for a while with an ACL, and that's another like star defender that they have, and it shows that they definitely need him because he's a big physical person. Well, they can always sign me.
Yes, that would be the save. Yes, that would save. That's save money. Yeah, I guess I can talk about Dortmund really fast. They're winning 2-0, and by the half, they were doing great. But then the man, Vinicius Jr. Just, I don't know. I was kind of hesitant about him winning Ballon d'Or, and I was more focused on Rodri. Definitely 100% that he should win it, even though Vinicius Jr. was already, going to win it. But he does show up,
right?
Sure, he does show up in big games, and Vinicius Jr. I mean, I can just put my hands up to him. It's great player. I mean, besides all the all the stuff that he has to deal with, and all the he does get a lot of stick for being flopping and always arguing with people, but he has talent. It's hate to say it, but I do believe that if he does get given the Ballon d'Or, I can't really say that much anymore because after performances like this and some big games, he is a great player. That's all I can say. That's all I can say. People can disagree with it, and I'll disagree with it as well too, probably. But it is what it is. That is how he is. I guess I can ask Atletico Madrid, Mr. Paulinho, what is it? What happened? What is life?
It was a crazy game. I mean, first half, Sorloth probably could have scored around 4. If they had an XG thing, it had to be at least like 2.5 because for like first minute or two, he gets a 1-on-1 inside the box and somehow he hits it out for a throw in. I don't know how that happened.
Amazing.
No save either. What happened after that? He had another 1-on-1 from the left side and he tried to chip the keeper and the keeper didn't go down. So it just went right to him. He had a tap in from about well, it was a cross in the air, so it was kind of tough. But yeah, from about like 6-7 yards out, skies it, and then another time through on goal on the left side, and he hits it wide. At least not out for a throw, and it was kind of close.
Yep.
And then Griezmann misses basically what Sorloth had, like basically a weak foot volley, like right in front of an open goal from about like 6 yards out. Who else? Julian Alvarez gets the ball from around 6 yards out off of a deflection, and then tries to lob the keeper at his near post, which makes no sense, and just kicks it over the goal. Even though he had Griezmann wide open back post, and he had the entire back post open to lob it too. And then Giuliano Simeone has like basically like 2 defenders on the line, no goalkeeper, from like 7 yards out, and he just smashes it into one of the defenders that runs in the leg, and it goes off his knee and somehow ends up not in the goal. I don't know, just insane. And then Leo's first goal, it was
Jonathan
my opinion,
Ikone? Oh, sorry, no. Go ahead. My bad. They're in the wrong way. Never mind.
I was gonna say I think the first goal was probably a mixture of bad luck and bad defending from Gallagher and Javi Galan. Javi Galan was on the left, and Simeone likes his midfield because he was playing a 4-4-2 this game. So he likes his central midfielders to drop in and help when the wingers come inside. And Gallagher just wasn't in position. And then they hit a curler, went off of Jimenez's head and went over Oblak's hand. So there wasn't anything he could do about that. Second goal was like an absolutely like oh wait, no, I think Atletico equalized, didn't they? Let me go back to that.
Okay.
Oh yeah, Julian Alvarez scored in like the 8th minute. I completely forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically defender turned around the Lille player. I think he's like 17, so it happens. He turned around, passed it into his own goal, and basically just gave a perfect one-on-one for Julian Alvarez to tap in. And then yeah, for Lille's second goal, like one of the worst penalty calls I've ever seen. The ball's up in the air after I think Oblak hits it up or something like that. Or it might be off of it's off of a free kick, and the ball goes straight up, comes down, hits a Lille player's arm, and I think Koke, like, maybe, I don't even know if he touches the player, but like I don't know if you've seen it, but it's absolutely insane. And then they called a handball on Koke. They called it on the wrong player, and then VAR refused to call over the referee. And they're just standing there for about like 3 minutes, the VAR talking to him instead of telling him to come over to the screen.
Yeah.
And then they still called the penalty. So I have no idea how that actually happened, how they came to that conclusion. But either way, that was insane. And then last minute, Giuliano Simeone's at right back. I mean, they're down a goal, so I guess he tries to go in and make an aggressive challenge and step in when he should have been jocking his attacker. And I guess that's what you get when you have an actual right back in like Molina, even though Molina's not been great recently.
Yeah.
But yeah, he dives into a challenge. I think it might be Remy Cabella, who just goes around him and plays a cross in. It gets deflected, I think, off of 1 or 2 players, falls to Jonathan David at the far post, and he basically just taps it in. So, I don't know, a lot of bad luck and indecisive or lack of decisiveness in important moments costs them.
Hopefully they'll get back at it.
It was one of their home games too. They haven't been very good away from home. So I think their chances of finishing in like that top 8, I think it is, that get automatically through and skip the knockout round. I think that's basically gone now.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think they're
7th.
they have a decent shot at getting that middle ground still, but their next game is PSG away, so
Ooh,
it's a
I
good
mean, you
chance
never know.
that they'll be in a bad position. We'll see what happens.
Okay, well, yeah, that was Atletico Madrid, and who I want to hear from the most over here. I was texting you during this match. You didn't want to talk about it. You just want to focus on something else. Wilhelm,
I'm sure
Barcelona.
about the Bayern game.
Yeah, Bayern. Thoughts, concerns, prayers, reactions.
I mean, I went back because I was working and I was only listening to the match because I was curious what led to the catastrophe the other evening.
Going in, did you expect Bayern to do well?
No.
Really? Okay. Oh.
To tell you the truth, I really didn't, because if there's anybody that knows how to dismantle Bayern, it's gonna be the coach that brought us a sextuple. So I mean,
he's the yeah.
and the thing is I think what's most embarrassing about the result is it's not like we were beaten by a prime 20 whatever 20 2008 2009 Barca, right? With lots of experience and kind of a mixture of youth and experience. I mean, Bayern basically got dismantled by a bunch of kids from La Masia.
Yep.
Is what basically ended up happening, other than the outliers you have with like Koundé and Lewandowski and Rafinha, but it really just highlighted the things I've been saying on the show here, the whole season, which is that Bayern hadn't had any real tests, and until they had a real test, we were going to see what was going to happen. And they go to Aston Villa away, managed to lose that match, and then they go again away with Barcelona, and I'm telling you, for some strange reason, coaches seem to think that putting Kim with Uba Maguire in the back is a good idea, and it's just not. I mean, if in all seriousness, if you go back and you watch at least 3 of the goals, they're down to the one simple fact, and that's Upa Maguire getting caught not marking somebody, or Min-jae Kim going in and getting beaten, in the air for no reason because somebody barely tapped his back. I mean, it's just, sometimes you feel like you're watching a TikTok video because of how poor the defending is, and you're thinking to myself, you're thinking it has to be a joke, right? This can't be top class defenders that are playing for their national side, playing for Bayern. And honestly, I mean, it's just not shocking to me because we've got a 38-year-old in goal with no backup plan whatsoever except for Sven Ulreich. We all saw that ended against Madrid a couple years ago. So I already was skeptical going into Champions League campaign this year just because of things I'd seen both in preseason and Bundesliga, and I'm really not shocked at what I'm seeing now, especially because Kompany's style of play it's so aggressive, right? It's great when you're playing a team that's intimidated by you, but Barca's not intimidated by anybody right now. They've got a German at the helm who knows what he's doing, and he's instilled that kind of discipline and mentality into his players. You've got Rafinha, Lewandowski, who are in great form. Barca's midfield with who is it? Pedri. Well, no, it's not just Gavi. It's Pedri, and then whoever that one guy is who like nobody heard of until preseason.
Martinez?
No, not Martinez.
It's a Marc Casado.
Yeah, I had never even heard of him until preseason, and all of a sudden, I mean, he's playing like he's been in that system for years. Like he doesn't even look like he hasn't been featuring regularly in the first team, And so, I don't have a lot of hope for Bayern this season. I mean, if we get away with Bundesliga, because again, there's not a lot of competition there, great. But I'm just saying this to anyone else who listens to this show, happens to be a Bayern fan as well. Do not be surprised if we get knocked out by another Saarbrücken again in the DFB Pokal or in Champions League. I mean, we might make it through to the next round, but if we play any decent competition, we'll just fold again. Because for whatever reason, man, they can't defend, and it's sad. And honestly, at this point, I feel like I speak for a lot of people when I say we want to see the club actually go out during the transfer market, take it seriously, get some real players who are actually going to fill these positions and start building for the future. Because right now, there's just like we're putting a band-aid on a gunshot wound, and it's showing with as the season goes on. So
Yep, very well said. Also very well said. Yeah, I mean, to talk about another match, Man City battering, Phil Foden doing great. Haaland doing a freaking karate kick to score a goal after watching I guess Zlatan highlights. I don't know. Anybody else want to say anything about any other Champions League matches? I mean, I can mention this. So, PSG PSV was tuning into that match because PSV, good game. Then Girona as well too, tuning into that match, doing decent. And yeah, PSV Girona, decent right now. 24th place for Girona. PSV currently 28th place. They still got chances. Yeah, can't wait to see that game in 2 weeks with Mr. Wilhelm over here. So that's gonna be exciting. Oh, yeah. Wilhelm, I don't know if you got anything you want to say about going to your
I
first
thought,
Champions League match.
I mean, I don't. I mean, to tell you the truth, like I never thought any time before my 30s I'd be seeing a Champions League match live. So I'm very excited to go. I hope it's a good showing, and I mean, even if it's not, I mean, Dutch fans are nuts.
Yep.
So Eindhoven
And
fans are nuts. So and I mean, Girona fans are probably gonna be nuts too. So it'll be cool to see the match. I mean, regardless, I mean, of what happens as a neutral. I mean, just the atmosphere.
hearing the Champions League
Hearing-
anthem, that's gonna be
hearing that's going to cure my depression for the next 5 years. Just and if I have any issues, just like when we went to see West Ham play, I'll just replay it over and over again every time I feel sad.
Fuck those. Okay, yeah. Anybody else? Anything Champions League related you want to say? Or hold your peace.
I thought Arsenal narrowly escaped either an equalizer or a loss.
Yes.
I mean, they did manage to fumble that one as well, but they missed. There was I think, wasn't there like a penalty miss, and there was a score, but I mean, yeah, I thought that was a good observation. I did see a reaction afterwards after the game. The fans were like, I thought this was the afternoon wasted, and then I was like, it was just overall. It was cool,
game.
but they narrowly really escaped this time again, and then they come back, and this week hasn't been that great for them either. So, it's unfortunate. Thanks.
Very. Okay, well that was the Champions League. Moving on to the next league, which is Europa League, and just to say the top scores, I mean top leagues, top teams. Wow, English. First place is Lazio. Second place is Tottenham. Third place is Anderlecht. Fourth place is Ajax. Fifth place is Galatasaray. Sixth place is Eintracht Frankfurt. Seventh place is Midtjylland. Eighth place is Athletic. Then the qualification teams. 10th place is Lyon. 11th place is Rangers. 12th place is Olympiacos. 13th place is Steaua Bucharest. 14th place is Fenerbahce. 15th place is Porto. 16th place is Slavia Praha. 17th place is Real Sociedad. 18th place is Hoffenheim. 19th place is Roma. 20th place is Victoria Plzen. 21st place is Manchester United. And then 22nd place is IF Elfsborg. 23rd place is Ferencváros. And 24th place is AZ Alkmaar. And then going on to some teams that are not in the top 24 is Biskitez in 27th. Then Nice in 32nd. And Dynamo Kiev in 35th. And then, Quarterberg in 36th. And yeah, the top goal scorers currently for the Europa League is Janis Ikolnex for 7 goals for the RFS. And then it is Mikel Badu for IF Augsburg for 5 goals. Then Chuba Akpron for Ajax for 4 goals. Yeah, great player right there. Anybody want to say anything about Europa League? I did get to watch some Manchester United as well too, and Fenerbahce over Manchester United. So, yeah. No.
I was listening to the Roma one a little bit.
What you gonna say?
Well, they're rebuilding the team,
Yeah.
So they got a whole bunch of like new players that got signed on. I think it was a pretty good game. It was a 1-0 for Roma.
Mhm.
It's promising what I'm seeing from them. I don't know this new coach at all. So like I can't really say anything about him, but like from what I've seen so far, it looks promising. I mean, there are a couple of times when they should have won a game
Mhm.
in their respective league, and they didn't. But overall in Europa League, they're doing pretty good. I mean, obviously Dybala's there, and they should use him a lot more. I think he started bench in that game. And he's like a really really good player. And I'm not just saying that because I'm a huge Dybala fan, because I am. I'm saying that because he's backed it up, especially in Juventus. Like he was their star player for a good part of his career there. So they should use him a little more. He's got the experience, he's got the knowledge, he's got an insane left foot. So why not use him? But yeah, I just think that they're doing pretty well in Europa. They just need to like tidy a couple things up, build more chemistry. But other than that, they're doing pretty well.
Yeah. Fair enough. Okay. Well, that was the Europa League. Going on to the next league, which is below Conference League. I'll just say the top teams right now. So first place is Chelsea. Finally, first place in something. Second place is Fiorentina. Third place is Liga Bratislava. Fourth place is Lugano. Fifth place is Vitoria. Sixth place is Hearts. Seventh place is Jugolaria. Eighth place is Rapid Wien. Yeah, very cool. Very nice. All right. On to the next one, which is indeed the next segment of the show, is the football memes of the week. Football memes of the week, brought to you by Rabble Bantas, where we do say the breaking memes of football. And there's Anthony, who is our mascot for the season. He is amazing. First meme is indeed about Bayern Munich, who subbed in some players when they were losing, and they subbed in Coman, Goretzka, Sane, and Musiala as well too. And the caption says they thought it's still 2020. Yeah, no, can't do that against Bayern. It's kind of come back when you're losing that much. Sorry. All right, next meme is indeed about the Arsenal. All this stuff with them, and yeah. So ESPN UK tweeted this: Arsenal haven't lost a group game in the Champions League at home since September 2015. The Emirates is a fortress on European nights. Someone tweeted this under that saying this was their fourth game since 2015 in the Champions League. Oh
Yikes.
God, I love Twitter so much. Thank you. Okay, next meme is about Anthony. Oh no, not Anthony, but yes, he's a legend. Next meme is about Foden, and some shitty thing put this Phil Foden when his name came up, his stats came up, and it says Phil Foden, number 47. And the stat under it says, you know how some stats they say like, this many goals scored in Premier League, this many assists, this many appearances. Nope. This one says has 3 children. So congratulations, Phil Foden, for having 3 children. Someone tweeted above that saying, what stat is this? Crying emoji. Lovely stuff. All right. Yeah, that was
It
indeed.
means he scored 3 times.
Yes, I mean
Yes, sir.
he's a oh god, that's great. All right. Well, everybody, going on to the last segment of the show, and this will be pretty quick. But yes, going into oh no, that's the wrong button. Fantastic. Let's try this again. Everybody, welcome to the Golden Goal Show football quiz. We're here at the Golden Goal Show, and yes, let us go ahead and say the rules.
Hi, everyone and everybody to the Golden Goal Show football quiz. Aye, Suey. The guests will answer a series of football-related questions to test their Alpha, Beta, Sigma knowledge in football. So whoever has the most correct questions answered by the end of the quiz wins an all-inclusive tropical cruise with Big Benzema. Oh no. JKLOL Stinky, you get a crisp high five. Good luck, lads.
Okay, everybody. Well, yeah, that was indeed the rules, and Michael Jackson. There we go. That's not Michael Jackson. There we go. All right. Well, this quiz is about Serie, and you have 3 questions to answer, and yeah, we'll see who wins it. So, first question: against which team did George Weah score his wonder goal for Milan? Was it Cremonese? Was it Verona? Was it Venezia or was it Foggia? Which goal or which team did he score his wonder goal against? Cremonese, Verona, Venezia, or Foggia? You have 10 seconds.
Verona.
Fluminense? Fluminense? Did you say?
Cremonese? All right.
Yeah.
One of you did get it correct.
High five.
But the correct answer was indeed, it was not Foggia. Sorry, guys. Don't cry. It's okay. It was one said Foggia. It wasn't Venezia. It was indeed Verona.
Yes, sir.
Good job. Did you actually know that?
No.
Okay, fantastic. We love this. Solomon, sorry about that. Wants to know, Rodrigo. Next question. Where did Milan sign Villa from? This is, I guess, about Villa. Was it from Bordeaux, PSG, Monaco, or Marseille? Where did Milan say Villa from? Bordeaux, PSG, Monaco, or Marseille? You have 10 seconds.
I want to say Marseille.
Okay. Bordeaux, PSG.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Bordeaux. I was gonna say Marseille.
Okay. Well, one of you did get it incorrect. The other one of you did get it incorrect. The correct answer was PSG. Yeah, Milan side Villa from PSG. All right, so want to know.
Oof.
Question number 3. What did Alessandro Del Piero do on his first start for Juventus? Was it miss a penalty, get substituted in the first half, score a hat-trick, or get sent off? What did Alessandro Del Piero do on his first start for Juventus? Miss a penalty, get substituted first half, score a hat-trick, or get sent off? You have 10 seconds.
Dude, this I forgot. I haven't seen his highlights in a while.
Same.
I'm gonna say he scored a hat trick.
I'm gonna say he missed a penalty. I don't think he got sent off.
Well, one of you did get it correct. And yeah, the correct answer. It's not. He didn't get sent off. No, you wait. What did you say?
I said he got sent off.
I thought you said miss a penalty.
No, I said that.
Oh shit! Well,
He
okay.
couldn't have possibly like get sent
Well, what a surprise! I wonder who the winner is.
Oh my god.
Here we go.
Cheers, Jeff.
Congratulations to the winner of the show. It is indeed
Yay.
Alessandro Del Piero did score a hat-trick on his first start. Wow, what a legend!
Yes, sir. Well, I actually thought I got that one wrong. I haven't seen his highlights in so long. Like,
Got them.
thank you.
Anytime.
I wanna dedicate this win to Alessandro Del Piero. I was actually on the phone with him. I asked him
Nice.
myself.
Got him.
Yeah.
Got it. Nice. Very class. All right. Well, everybody, that was indeed the lovely time that we have over here on the show. And yeah, it was a great time. Great, always as usual. But yes, Mr. Oogie Boogie Man, Rigo, thank you for sticking around, for joining.
Yes, sir.
Lovely stuff. And then Mr. Sullivan, thank you for joining as well too. Chelsea, up and Adam.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, everybody, make sure you like, subscribe, and share it because I was sharing a house or you know that. Hey, Junior. Hey, you're not that bad. You're pretty good. Sometimes I think you're good. You're okay. Yeah. All this stuff I know what I'm talking about. But yeah. Everybody, thank you for joining me on the show. It was a great long one. Indeed, a long one. Yes, very long one. So we stay on the show in 3, 2, 1. 1.
One.
Love.
Love. Football. Yes, sir.
Everybody, thank you so much. Thank you guys for watching, and bye-bye. Bye.